Hey everybody, welcome back to A Brief on Grief. Um, Today, I've been for the last several weeks, actually, well, since July at least, but definitely amped up in the last like 3 or 4 weeks. I've been on a vibe of celebration and realizing as I was creating a couple things with that theme in the last several weeks of how important it is. And that truly, I believe that celebration is a practice of loving. So I see celebration as synonymous with honoring, and honoring is synonymous with love. So celebration is love. And I see celebration, there's two areas that are super important, I think, in our lives to truly to celebrate. And it's to celebrate ourselves, so a practice of loving ourselves, and to celebrate life, which involves other people, which involves people in our life, which involves like the things that happen in our life, as well as like the beautiful planet and the beautiful world we live in. So celebration of ourselves and celebration of life, it's so important. And I truly see it as a practice of not only self-love, but of gratitude. So a gratitude for ourselves, for the miracle that we are and the miracle that everybody else and the world around us is. And this this is not easy all the time. And this is not something that we can be in every day. I won't go into huge detail in this video, but I'm vibing on this because one of the things that I created recently was an episode on my radio show Honoring Grief, which just aired September 1st. So I'm gonna intro kind of like the idea of celebration here today. If you want a more in-depth conversation on celebration, then I'm gonna attach the link below and I invite you to listen to that episode. So an in-depth talk about celebration, doing some tapping, so EFT tapping, which I love, with one of my favorite humans on the planet, Brad Yates. So check out that episode. Also coming up in October on Honoring Grief, we're going to be doing like a full length episode on just tapping into celebration, because we just did a little bit of tapping in the September show. So I will put the September show link below, and then keep an eye out for the October 6th show that's coming. But in brief here today, because this is a brief on grief, so a brief on celebration is what I mean by celebration is I don't mean this huge raging party, but you can have huge raging parties if you want. Celebration can be simple. A celebration of yourself can simply mean, wow, in very tart, again, because the celebration energy, because it's love energy, it's so crucial at all points of our lives, but definitely crucial when we're going through grief and when we're experiencing like painful emotions, when we're experiencing loss in our lives. So it can be as simple as, I got out of bed today. Woo! I had a shower, right? In my darkest like moments of grief and struggle in the like weeks and months following the end of my marriage, it was about celebrating every little moment of, I fed myself well today. I slept well last night. I got outside, and I celebrated nature in a way that I slowed down and did a mindful walk and looked at all the beauty and all the colors. So that's a very simple way that you can celebrate life, is just noticing and acknowledging and feeling grateful for the beauty that's all around you. So this, like, again, it doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. It just can be simple things. And when I think of celebration, we simply celebrate ourselves and celebrate life through our senses, right? Through our vision, through our taste, through our touch, through hearing and listening, whether that's music or listening with our open heart to when somebody is sharing something with us, or it's speaking, right? Using our voice to speak our truth. And where this comes really important, I think, in honoring grief and loss and the intention and energy of this series, is when we honor our hearts and our bodies when they're speaking to us, when we honor our heart in what it's feeling. And the way we celebrate our emotions is the way we're present with them. So the way we love ourselves and be true to ourselves is because we're living human experiences which are very emotional. We're meant to live life and experience it emotionally and through our senses. So literally, like, like I said, celebrate through our senses, it's because we're experiencing through our senses. And the biggest way that we can honor and celebrate our human heart is to be present with emotions that we feel, with every emotion we feel, and especially the painful ones. And of course, my very favorite way of being present with myself and emotions is with EFT tapping, which is why it was part of that episode that I mentioned earlier. But any way that we can be real and allow what is to be, what we feel in our emotions without shutting down and suppressing it. So again, the way we can allow ourselves to grieve, whatever that looks like for us, for however long, with no time frames, with no rules, to be with ourselves. Again, celebration is an act of love. So any way that we can be with ourselves in love during pain is an act of celebration, an act of celebrating ourselves, and an act of honoring our hearts. So yeah, that's a tidbit. Oh, hold on. A really important key thing to mention for sure is what celebration is not. Celebration is not putting fake joy and fake happiness on pain. That is so like, I say that with my entire heart and soul. This is not what it's about. It's the exact opposite, actually, because we have messages in our world that actually tell us to do that, to suppress and ignore and run away from our pain, or inject in happiness and all these spiritual messages on top of our pain. No, what celebration of our grief and celebration of our heart and our emotions is about honoring exactly what we feel, without the judgment, without the pushing it away, without the suppression, just honoring and being with it. And because that honoring and being, celebration energy, all of it is all synonymous with love. So the honoring, celebration, love, being, accepting, allowing, all the same energies. And those are all energies, that high frequency of love. And truly, that's what this whole series is about, and this whole passion I have for, because I have seen what shifting the way that I honor and love my emotions, especially the painful ones, and honor and celebrate myself through that pain, has transformed my entire life. Like, I'm here creating this series because of that. This is the whole energy of it. So, and a last thought, celebration is not always easy. It can be hard. And I just got reminders of it a couple of days ago when I was just about to meet a couple people on Zoom, because they're going to be part of creating my October show that's coming up. And we were going to talk celebration because the show is on tapping into celebration. And I was like far from a celebratory mood that day. Like, I was bummed out. I was feeling sad. I was feeling lonely and a little bit angry too. And I was just like, this isn't celebration energy. But then I was like, hold up, Kimberly. Wait a second. Actually, yeah. How do I celebrate that? I just be real in it. I just take my whole real self to this Zoom call with these lovely people, and I just be completely honest with it. And that, I believe, is one of the hugest, courageous ways of celebrating ourselves and celebrating the truth of our hearts, is when we can be real with what we're feeling, that we don't have to mask it. We don't feel like we need to armor it up. We don't feel like we need to show up in a different way, that we can just show up raw and real and genuine with what we're feeling, and know that that is enough, and know that we are worthy of that love and connection with those other people, no matter what state we're in. And it was incredibly powerful reminder for me to be like, have that moment of like, ooh, bum out. I don't want to be in this energy when I meet these people, to wait, hold on. I know, wait, we're talking celebration. What is celebration? Honoring everything. So, and it really, like, I felt after meeting with these ladies for about an hour on Zoom, I felt way better later. I was just like, yeah, still feel kind of bummed out. There's stuff in my heart that I feel lonely and different emotions, but I was just like, I just took a huge stand of celebrating myself and honoring and loving myself, with taking and being the real me into that, and seeing the way that vulnerability transformed and helped create a beautiful meeting with those ladies. So, in summary, celebration is a practice of loving yourself, others, the people around you, right? Freud. I can't end this episode without saying that lovely word of Freud. which is feeling joy, well, like because you're witnessing somebody else's joy, like getting joy from somebody else's joy. So celebrating in somebody else's joy and letting that bring you joy and powerful energy. I just love that word. So celebrate is honoring and loving ourselves. So loving ourselves, loving others, loving the world. It's an act of appreciation. I really see it as an act of gratitude and appreciation for ourselves, the beauty and the beautiness around us. It's, yeah. So I love this. I can see how as soon as I start talking about this topic, I want to talk, because it's that profound, it's that important, and it's that life-changing when you learn to celebrate and honor yourself and your heart in different ways. It truly is. So for more on celebration, check out the link below, and then come join me on Honoring Grief. I'm on News for the Soul Radio on August. That's back a month, ahead a month, on October 6th. It'll be Friday at 12 p.m. Mountain, where we'll be doing kind of a part 2 of Celebrating into Life, but a whole kind of episode with friends. So I'm going to have 3 lovely friends on there, and we're going to tap for nearly the whole episode on celebrating ourselves and celebrating life and some of the resistance and blocks we have to doing that. So, okay, love you guys, and I'll see you next time.